We didn't just clean this shop up, we overhauled it. Full epoxy floors, fully self-performed, no subcontractors. And the level of detail here matters. Gray floors, tan flakes, gold shelving. This wasn't random. This shop has Groff landscaping baked into it. Their colors, their brand, their identity, literally built into the space. Let's talk about the floor for a second, because this is the smoking gun. Instead of calling a contractor, I taught the crew how to do this themselves. We started with a concrete assessment, understanding what we were working with, then surface prep, grinding, no rushing, not cutting any corners, then the epoxy application. Flakes are broadcasted, final clear coat with anti-slip additives. This wasn't about getting a shiny floor. This was about building a skill. We didn't just get a floor, we built a reputable capability. That skill is now worth roughly $5,000 per job. Yes, it's an upscale to residential clients, garages, shops, homeowners who want durability and a nice finish. But that's not even the real value. The real value in this is the ace in the back pocket. Rain days, unforeseen delays, crews waiting on another job to start. Normally, those are non-revenue days. Now, instead of standing around, you deploy the ace. Those days turn into productive days. That's the smoking gun in the fight against wasted time. Oh, hey, I didn't know you guys were going to be here. Coincidentally, I have my microphone at the same time. Weird. Anyways, you caught me at a great time because we're at the end of this build of this shop in Northern Virginia. We're just placing our zones. We finished off, our internal discussions on where things should be and how they should be placed. So, perfect timing. But before I get into the 5S system, I think we should start from the ground up, because we all know without a good foundation, everything else falls apart from above. So let's start at the bottom. So Rob Groff bought this mezzanine shop about in October. I arrived in roughly November, and we were doing an assessment on the shop. It was bare bone. I mean, bare concrete floors. And automatically, I wanted to do epoxy floors. And I love epoxy floors for a few reasons. You know, it looks great, and it also does dual purposes. You know, it looks really good, and it also has a inhibitor into it. If you get an oil spill, you can soak it up. It's not going to stain the floor. Let's talk about 5S, not 10S, 5S. 5S in the shop. It's all about being organized, having systems, sorting, standardizing, shine. With the 5S system, when I was very young, I think I was about 18, 19 years old when I started training on 5S. And my mentor at the time was actually Mark Bradley. And he explained it to me, and I use it to this day every day, is if a perfect stranger comes off the street, and if you show him verbally how to find something in your shop or trailer, he should be able to find whatever random piece or part that is within 5 minutes. So that's the best way I can explain it, the same one I've learned over 20 years ago. So step by step. So in this shop, we break everything in zones. We have masonry, concrete. Everything in this area is all dealing with masonry and concrete. We have our trowels, we have our floats, we have eventually skids of concrete down here, different types, whatever this contractor might use on a regular basis. Over here we have the pool parts, and anything in pool parts is going to be in this area. It's broken down to zones. When we get into granular of that, you'll see on the left side here all of these letters, B4, B5, B6, and that actually just gets a little bit granular in the zone. For this company, they use a inventory system called Sortly. When they come in, there will be a phone located here on the left-hand side of the door that will be just allocated to 5S. So when somebody comes into the shop, they'll open the Sortly app, 90, 2-inch 90. It will say B2, go to B2. So if you know your ABCs, you're going to do all right around here. So not only that, we also follow up. This is a bilingual company. It's Spanish and English. We have everything labeled in Spanish currently, and we are now moving on to the English that's also included with the barcode. So now they found the material they were looking for. They scan the barcode when they arrive to B2. They know the amount there. They can reduce the amount after they take these items through the shop, place it back into the holster, and also making a note where that part went to that job so we can do properly job costing. So it's actually a fantastic system, very visual. You know, if someone's coming in and they might even just say off the top of their head from the job site, yes, I know it's in the pull part, it's in B3, go grab it. And then they can automatically come in here from the field and grab it from there. But we would definitely encourage in using the phone itself or the application and finding it right away. So just another great, fantastic feature of eliminating waste, you know, and that at the end of the day, that's the goal, is eliminating waste. All right, well, follow me. So obviously we have the masonry, concrete here. We have the pool parts. We know we're going to come to here for that area. Lighting, this is a landscaping section. Just one more PVC. We're still waiting for that sign to kind of get mixed in with the rest of the order. Following through, equipment attachment. It's quite obvious. They run a lot of the dingoes, the Toro dingoes. So when I was installing the racking system, it seems that they always have a dingo here mostly. So I staged the dingo to the max reach of this shelf. So kind of staged it all from that so they can reach with a dingo if it's here. So that was the strategy in behind the sizing of the shelving. Up top, we have our like light equipment or light tools. We have tarps up here. We have storage containers here. And then over on this end is all small engines. This is a small engine zone. So we'll have some chop saws, some pumps, heaters, and up on top, again, a non-use material is a tailgate that we just removed from the space cap. So that's probably going to sit there for a while. So that's kind of the area for that material. Now we only had 2,000 square feet to work with. So it was very important to, you know, we couldn't go sideways, so we had to go up. So the shelving was definitely crucial for that. And that's why we did purchase one of these stairs, rolling stairs, to get at the material. So when you're in a Sortly app, they'll find out that that material is up on I-5 or wherever that may be. They can move it. Sorry, quick punch. So when you're coming up, you can find your items quickly. Not a big struggle to find it. And if you don't have a proper ladder or rolling stairs, the system's not going to work, or people are just going to get exhausted and just leave and go buy it at Home Depot, or it doesn't make any sense unless you have a proper ladder or a walking ladder. So that's what we have here. Keep coming this way. There's our beautiful space cap, still in showroom condition in our showroom shop. Over here, we allocated this area for ladders. It just made sense. So this is the ladder area. Moving on, this is going to be the carpentry area. Currently, Groff subs out a lot of their carpentry work, and we're looking to bring that in. And that's a big goal of mine. with Groff, so I got a spot for that carpenter crew here. Oil or gasoline tanks down here, propane. Moving on to the equipment parts. Again, still gonna mount this up, but everything's all documented, all in the shop shortly. Air filters for our chop saws, our, I don't know even what that is for, but if I look on Sortly, I'll find out. Chainsaw, chains, everything's here that the guys are going to be using. Paint and sealant area. It's not a big ticket item for these guys, but still we have a little bit of material there that it's there for when they need it. And then over here we have our shop table. We're still working. You can see we have all of our labels, our printers. We're still measuring things out. And this is just a working area. At the end of the day, it should be clean, but we'll give the guys a break. All right, keep on following me over here. We have another second bay. Over here is the cleaning area we just started. This one, we decided thought that this was a perfect space for cleaning and safety materials. So again, hard hats, we got the earplugs, glasses, masks, and kind of just cleaning. These mops will usually stage over here, and just thought that was a great spot. All in Sortly, all labeled, and then the alphabetical order starts from that side of the shop and works all the way around to the drop-off zone. And let's go upstairs. How's the view from down there? Oh, seriously though, it looks pretty good. We have a look behind you for all the materials we have all set up. So it's clean. It's a clean looking shop. When you look at the before and after photos, it's night and day, from a cracked up concrete floor slab to a showroom shop. In here, this originally was a storage area. We refurbished the floors, we painted it, we did gyprocking. We have our schedule here that we're working on. We fold that out, a Gantt schedule that we also implemented with Groff. Big screen. This is great for showing your drawings. Although it's not as good as a vibe board, but it's the next best thing. So this is where we do all of our training. We have the crew sit down and we do all of our training on scorecards to production numbers to you name it. This is where all that magic happens. Over in this end of the room, we have a great whiteboard. Doing all my demonstrations, doing my MLIT training up on here, explaining GPS systems. I really value this spot. Came with the shop. I don't know why this stayed here, but there we go. Another refab, a full refurnish. We call them mezzanine shops. I think you guys call them condo shops down here, but mezzanine in Canada. But again, it looks beautiful. It looks great. It's comfortable, and definitely something that you could bring your client to. And image is everything. That's another saying that Mark Bradley taught me at an early age. We know this is the pickup zone. This is the area that people are going to leave me for my job site to go pick up. Not at the shop area, not in the shop table, not in the masonry concrete area. Somebody actually gathered materials together for me and placed them in L3, L2, or maybe it's something hanging. It's a hose or cable, and it's better placed into a hook. Well, we'll actually grab more hooks and accessories for this board, but I think you get the idea that, let's say the shop guy, you give him a call, hey, can you get this ready for me? I need some pool parts, I need some equipment, I need some oil. Okay, he'll respond. Everything is going to be on L3. And then another crew will call in, hey, I need this part, I need that, it's going to be delivered. Hey, yeah, sure, no problem. All your pieces will be in L2 or in the skid area. This keeps everything tight and organized and efficient. In and out. That's the goal. Eliminate wasted time for crew members coming in here trying to find the materials. All right, now we're in my favorite zone, the drop-off zone. I think this is the most important zone that you can have in your shop, and I'll tell you why. I would like to look at it like the orphanage of the shop. So this is the area where nobody has a home. The parts don't have a home, or they just don't know where to put it when they come back at the end of the day. There's no area allocated. We don't have a shelf. We don't have a zone for that particular unit. Okay, for a good example is this jackhammer, for instance. The crew's done using it. It's been living in their into their trailer for a while, and now it's time to bring it back to the shop. They got a new one, or whatever that circumstance may be. But when they bring it back to the shop, there's nowhere to put it. So it's Eduardo's job, the area owner, to find a place for it when he returns. There's also another purpose for this area. We have broken down equipment. So broken equipment comes in, they drop it off. It is a chainsaw today, for example. We have a chainsaw, it won't start. Over here, we have some repair tags. When we drop it off, we put a repair tag on it. We explain what's happening to it. They take off, and now it's documented. Another item that's come up quite often, and especially when you're in a lean business. So this company will not stock any material. For example, this material here was extra from the epoxy for the flooring. This is marked down to be returned to Home Depot and not to be stocked in the yard. So the ultimate goal at the end of the day is there's nothing in this area. The 5S owners, the shop owners, their goal at the end of the day is to make sure this area is clean. There's nothing in it. That's the goal. Day after day, they come back, they see that same material sitting up there. The construction manager has a duty and accountability to make sure this area is clean. So since we're in the drop-off zone, or today we're going to talk about the dashboard that the shop will have. So we're currently in designing a system within the program called ClickUp that will develop all these dashboards. So this dashboard will have a to-do list on the left side, a maintenance warning board, and a tool and equipment GPS and locator. That way, when a rain day does occur, besides having that opportunity to install an epoxy floor, or if that doesn't exist during one of those weather delays, we would come back to the shop, we'll look at the task board, and the crews will get to work on maintenance activities, indoor prefab projects, such as planting boxes, whatever that may be that week. So it's the construction managers, it's the operations managers, it's the owner, whoever has access to this, that can put items that are not red hot, but maybe on the back burner that need to be done or soon to be done. Maybe there's a project that has a outdoor barbecue, and we can prefab some of the framework or metalwork for that, or anything that could be done inside. So that's our job, that we maintain our to-dos on this left-hand side, and that way they're always documented, and if anyone has time, they can come back to the shop. Instead of outsourcing that work, they can do it internally, and again, eliminate wasted time. Geez, I can't get rid of you guys. Well, you may as well come and look at the tour of the mezzanine, 3,000 square foot mezzanine shop. What Graf does great here is they don't need a whole lot of space with how they run their operations. A lot of people work at home. Actually, a lot of people work at home. The only people that are working at it here is me right now, and ever since I got here. So We'll give you they got a bathroom in the corner. In here is where I work. I seem to be the only one. We got Rob and Brenda that show up on Wednesdays and Fridays. The big printer here, we use that for drawings. The construction managers will come here before a pre-construction meeting is started. They always have a full set of drawings. So I'm really impressed that they've already done that and put that in place before I got here. So really excited with, digital drawings can only take you so far. Having a full set of drawings out in the field, marking it up, I don't think you're going to beat that unless you carry around a vibe board. So I think that's very important. So we have a couple spare areas here. We do have some show material. We have some artificial turf, some different stones that we have. And I do believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, they have a Canadian river stone here. Yeah, so we still have to do a 5S actually in the shop. I know we're going to keep this for their 5S system. For our Emlet area, we're going to have a section for Emlet in our showroom. And to be honest with you, I stole the showroom. We had a lot of material out there, but I took it out temporarily while I was staying with Graf, and so I can make content for you. Come and I'll show you what I did with Graf's showroom. I turned it into a studio. So when you do procure my services, make sure you have a studio room for me because I do a lot of work during the day. I'll be working with the guys in the shop or out in the field. And at the end of the day, I come back here and I make content for the show. You've seen the space cap, you've seen the shop. Upcoming, we're going to discuss some of the programs and systems that we put in place. Make sure you keep your eye out for the interviews with Rob Groff, the owner, and also we did an interview with the COO, Brenda Flores. So you're going to get a full review on our program and the experience, what it's like to be working with myself in the DOGE program. So looking forward to more content to deliver to you guys. So make sure you subscribe, share, and if you're interested in the space cap or any Emlet equipment, make sure you reach out to me on my website at www.brogengroup.ca or email us at info@brogengroup.ca. All right, guys, this is the end of this show, and we're off to sunny Florida.